Hello and welcome to Logan Field here on the Tonawanda Nation as it is time for some Can-Am Lacrosse as the 7 and 4 Tonawanda Braves take on the 3 and 7 Onondaga Redhawks. Hello everyone, my name is Trevor Butts. So happy to be joining you here today from the sunny, beautiful Logan Field. This should be an exciting matchup that we got in store for you today as we see Gates Abrams and the Tonawanda Braves taking on the Onondaga Redhawks. A long outside look there from Tonawanda as one of their new additions back into the lineup this season. Zach Terry takes an outside shot. Now here come the Redhawks on their first attack of the game. Onondaga looking to try and start things on the right foot. Here's Creek Cathers playing it into the middle. Pass doesn't connect. Picked up by Trevor Hill. Hill looking to get a shot off, able to secure the reset as Gabe Edwards picks up the possession. Edwards, the product of Onondaga Community College. Ball on the far side. Outside looking, they score. Bryson Jones with the outside rip for the Redhawks. And all of a sudden, Onondaga out to an early 1-0 advantage. Here are the Redhawks. You can get a look at that. Just time and room for Jones to step in and rip. The former Lafayette Lancer gets the Redhawks on the board. They lead it 1-0. Face-offs down off the violation. Anthony D'Amico and the Tonawanda Braves will have possession here as Tonawanda gets back on the attack. Now down in this game, looking to tie it up here at 1. Ball on the near side for Kent Baker Printup. KBP getting into the middle. Has some room. Low drive. Stopped there by Frigola. JP Frigola, the young stud, as I've called him. Recently learned he is very young at 39 years of age. Mr. Frigola, a very good goaltender for Onondaga. Maybe on the backside of his career, but he's playing like he's on the front side. As we've seen this year, that ball goes off the crossbar and out of play. Shot there by Nathan Grennan for the Tonawanda Braves. Here's Gates Abrams. Low shot there. Stopped by Frigola. Good start to this game for the Redhawks and JP Frigola as they look to try and pick up their 4th win of the season. Shot on there by Emerson Shenandoah is stopped. Grennan will kick the loose ball forward. Took a whack in his back as he's a little shaken up after that, and he'll head to the bench. Chance here for the Redhawks. Looking to go 5-hole. There was Bryson Jones trying to get his 2nd of the game, but stopped by the former Las Vegas Desert Dog, Joel Watson. Ball on the far side now. Zach Terry into the middle, man off the bench. Now Chiodo with a shot, wide of the net. Chasing after that one was Terry, unable to keep it over the midfield line, so it'll be an over and back violation against the Tonawanda Braves. Onondaga has the ball back. Shot goes wide there from Mason Homer did catch a piece, so it will be a reset. Now Jones in the middle for Rio Johnson. Outside now. Homer trying to get in. Homer, 3 Braves on him. Give him some trouble. Ball with Edwards now. Edwards with a low shot. Saved by the left arm of Joel Watson. Loose ball now picked up by Rio Johnson and the Redhawks after the turnover. Dangerous chance here. Johnson in the middle. Low shot wide of the net. Creek Cathers comes off the bench to pick it up for Onondaga. Cathers steps in, fires it well wide. It'll go off the far boards and stay in play. Bryson Jones into the middle. Now Rio Johnson on the near side. Johnson being watched by Anthony Patterson. Flips it for Edwards. Shot goes wide of the net. Reset given there. Didn't think it caught a piece, but it will be a reset here for the Redhawks. 23 seconds to work with on the shot clock. Shot there goes off a pad for Watson as it'll be a reset now. Loose ball picked up by Tonawanda. Sturgis Sundown had it, lost control. Here come the Redhawks quickly back the other way. Onondaga going to slow things down now as they look to try and get a solid possession here. Cathers has a man behind the net looking in front for Edwards. Pass can't connect. Edwards goes into the crease. It'll be a turnover here on Onondaga. Silas Jonathan bringing it up the far boards. In the middle, Gates Abrams. Abrams doesn't like the matchup, decides to wait for some reinforcements. He's got him now. Gets a pick from KBP, but the outside look is stopped by Fregola. Grennan gonna bat it off the wall. Silas Jonathan tracks back to pick it up. Now onto the near side, Baker Printup back off the boards looking for Gates Abrams. Those two not on the same page there, and it's a turnover. Here comes the Onondaga Redhawks up the floor. Blake Terry gonna flip it off for Rio Johnson. Johnson goes to Homer on the near side. Those two will play catch. Homer, low shot, stopped by Joel Watson. Watson going to send a long outlet pass forward. Here's Becker with a shot, saved by Fregola. Chance at one end leads to a break at the other, but JP Fregola says no. 3-on-2 here, turning into a 3-on-3 pass. Not a good one there from Trevor Hill. Goes to Joel Watson. Now here's Zach Belter trying to chase after it. Belter under some pressure, but is able to calmly scoop up the loose ball. Now 3-on-3 here for the Braves. Belter with a low drive, stopped by Fregola. Loose ball was picked up there by Terry to keep possession with Tonawanda, but violation will give it back to the Redhawks. As we thank you all for joining us here today and for making us a part of your Saturday evening. So far, been a totally different game than when the last two times these teams matched up, especially the last meeting here, which was all Tonawanda right from the get-go. I believe it was 10-1 Braves after the first period of play the last time these two teams were at Logan Field. Maybe we could still get to 10-1, but I'm not expecting it. Looks like a close matchup here today. Gates Abrams takes it behind the net, then blows a tire. Hopefully he's okay. He's back up on his feet. Grennan up now. Baker Printup with a shot just over the net. Loose ball picked up. Grennan with a shot. He scores. Perfect placement from Nathan Grennan gives the Tonawanda Braves their first goal of the game. And there you can see Kent Baker Printup takes the initial shot just a bit over the crossbar. Both Jonathan and Grennan go up to get the rebound. Nathan Grennan comes down with it, tucks it right in the top corner for the first goal of the game. The shots so far in this one, 10 for Tonawanda, 8 for the Onondaga Redhawks, so pretty even so far in this matchup as the loose ball picked up by Blake Terry for Onondaga off the draw. Chance here, and they score! Oh my goodness. Gabe Edwards with a highlight reel goal. Let's take another look at this. Terry off the draw, goes down low, behind the back to Edwards, who drops it behind the back between the 5-hole of Joel Watson. Oh my goodness. Let's take another look at this one, folks. What a goal here. Terry over to Cathers, BTB, Edwards. Oh, a nasty goal for Gabe Edwards as Tonawanda gets back up the floor in transition, looking to try and get their second goal of the game and once again tie this ball game up. First goal to Onondaga, second goal of the game to Tonawanda, third goal now to the Redhawks. They hold a 2-1 lead as that pass taken away by Edwards. Have a game, Gabe Edwards so far. Looking for Homer forward, but can't get it to him. Homer going to pick it up in the corner now. Finds Edwards back in the middle. He's going to wait for some friendly faces off the bench in Bryson Jones. Jones finds Homer with a skip pass on the near side. Homer gets to the net. Bounce shot. Goes wide of the net and out of play. This is a good-looking Onondaga Redhawks team right now. 20-7 was the final score last time these two teams linked up. Last game for Onondaga, a 20-8 loss against Allegheny, and I don't think the Redhawks are going to have any more of those the rest of this way if they can keep this roster together like they have here for this game. Pressed up against the boards there is a Brave. Grennan looking to come away with a loose ball in the middle. Picked up by a Brave, shot on, stopped. As that was Nate Sinez who let the shot go. The RIT Tiger getting an early chance here for the Braves. Here comes Onondaga back the other way, and they score. A low snipe beats Watson, and the Onondaga Redhawks hold a 2-goal lead here in this game. As we'll get another look at the goal here, Emerson Shenandoah goes lefty on his offside to beat Joel Watson to the low corner. And Onondaga out in front 3-1 as Tonawanda a bit stunned here with how this game has went so far. The Braves have had their fair share of dominant wins this season. Going to be tested here tonight. This should be a good one. Jason Chiodo has the ball in his stick, looking for an option in the middle. KBP went through, finds Gates behind the net. Now Grennan can't hang on to that one. Owen Hill able to get it now to Gates Abrams. Abrams drives it, takes the shot just wide of the net. Homer picks up the loose ball, sends it forward. Snagged here by Shenandoah. Looking for two in a row. Can't beat Watson to the low corner on that shot. Goes wide of the net. Anthony Patterson, the former Tuscarora Tomahawk, plays the ball up top. Outside look, and they score. As Tonawanda gets their second goal of the game. I believe that was Zach Terry with the outside rip. As it is Zach Terry. Thank you to Nathan Grennan for fixing his jersey for him, as it was caught up on his pads. Terry, welcome back to Tonawanda, gets his first goal of the game, and the Braves are within one. Ball up top in the stick of Jason Chiodo. Chiodo goes to the far side of the floor now. Kent Baker Printup has it pop out of his stick. Fighting for it is Bryson Jones, who's able to come away with it. Now here come the Redhawks. Dan Rogers looking for the chance. He scores! Don't you just love seeing that? The gritty hard workers like Dan Rogers getting rewarded, and the Redhawks are back in front by 2. And here you can see Rogers getting up the floor, gets past Baker Printup and tucks it right into the bottom corner past Joel Watson. Dan Rogers, a leader of men here for this Onondaga Redhawks team, leads on the floor, leads by example off of it as well. Does a great job helping to keep everything together for this Onondaga team. Helps coordinate start times, travel times, just about everything for this Redhawks side, as he is an integral piece and a true glue guy that doesn't always get rewarded in the box score. So glad to see him get his reward here in this game so far for all his hard work this year. Dan Rogers, an assistant captain for the Redhawks, makes it a 4-2 game now. Onondaga taking it to Tonawanda here in this game so far. 4-2 the Redhawks lead. Low drive there from Trevor Hill is stopped by Joel Watson. As right now Onondaga has been getting the better of the looks, as we will have a penalty coming up off ball, as it looks like Anthony Patterson and Gabe Edwards are each going to go sit for 2 minutes. Take another look at it here. There you can see some rough stuff going on between the two parties, as they will be called for a high stick. And they will now sit for 2 minutes or less as ball will stay with the Onondaga Redhawks. Got some 4-on-4 lacrosse. Lots of room out there. Let's see who that benefits here. Ball up top with Rio Johnson. Johnson, a very impressive young player. Flips it back. Creed Cathers. Cathers looking to get some that low shot there from Cathers. Turned away by Watson. Fresh 30 now for the Redhawks. Onondaga's done a good job of that so far in this game. Pass down low for Hill. The shot wide of the net, but in the crease, says the official, as it'll be possession for Tonawanda. Here comes Gates Abrams on a break. What a save from Fragola. Good chance there for Gates Abrams and the Braves, but JP Fragola says no. 3-on-1. Bounce shot stopped by Watson. This one's turning into a track meet. Silas Jonathan, 1-on-1, back the other way, has Grennan off the bench. Now Grennan goes back for a shot somehow. Stopped by Fragola. Thought for sure it was a return feed for Silas Jonathan. Instead, it was a shot. I think it went off the post from Nathan Grennan. Let's see what this one is. Here, a shot goes wide of the net from Grennan. Loose ball batted at by a Red Hawk. Picked up by Tonawanda, but put wide of the net. 11 seconds, now 10 on the shot clock for the Braves. High pass caught by Owen Hill. Able to duck away from one defender. Takes the shot. Is piece of it caught by Fragola, I guess, as it's a reset here for Tonawanda, as Owen Hill will hear his bench's praise after his efforts. Now Gates Abrams picking up the ball on the near side of the floor. Abrams gets a pick. Flips it in the middle. Sinez looking for the chance. Closed off. Now Abrams onto the far side. Hill with the outside shot. Stopped by Fragola. Loose ball picked up in front. Who's got control? It's Owen Hill now. Hill with the shot. Wide of the net. Rebound picked up by Sinez. Flipped over to the far side. Grennan takes a shove into the back. Still having trouble securing the loose ball. Now he's under some more pressure from Blake Terry. Terry giving him the business over there. And possession will stay with Tonawanda. Grennan's pass is deflected off the boards. Nearly dangerous there as we are back to 5-on-5 action. Gates Abrams working on the near side. Sinez is tied up there. Abrams' shot goes wide. Tonawanda wanted a holding the stick call. They're not going to get it here. Hill, outside shot. Pass down low. They score! The Braves don't need the penalty. They bury the shot. Nate Sinez, a quick stick goal for Tonawanda, and the Braves are within one. And here you can see Hill had all kinds of time. Great seal down low from Anthony Patterson to give him the space to get that pass in, as the shot's now 17-15 in favor of the Onondaga Redhawks, as the shot's still close, but slightly in favor of Onondaga, as Nate Sinez, the RIT Tiger, gets one, as that shot from Terry is denied. Sinez spent some time at Limestone as well during his collegiate career. Finished it off with one of D3's best in RIT. Great school as well, so great degree on the way for Sinez as well from the Rochester Institute of Technology, as Rio Johnson with an outside look there for Onondaga goes wide. No reset. Johnson, low shot off the pad of Watson. Right now into the stick of Sturgis Sundown. Got a chance to meet Stu Sundown before the game. A lovely man that is a good person to talk to. Interesting man as well, as Hill gets in and scores. What a move from Owen Hill to tie this game up at 4, as we'll get another look at that one. O-Dog, they call him, dips and ducks between two defenders, then beats Fragola hip high, and we're all tied up at 4 with just over 5 minutes and 31 seconds to go. Back underway now as that shot goes up and behind the net. Loose ball fought for in the corner, picked up by the Braves. Sinez goes over to Silas Jonathan as Tonawanda, short numbers now, gets Gates Abrams off the bench. Silas Jonathan, into the middle. Now Jonathan with the shot. Excuse me, it was Terry on the far side. Here's Zach Terry, down low. Shuffle shot there from Chiodo is stopped. Now Homer. Back the other way. Rio Johnson off the bench. 3-on-3. Johnson, toe drag, looking to get in front, but he is sealed quickly by the Tonawanda defenders. Ball onto the far side of the floor now. Jones spinning off of Smoke. Jones loses control. Smoke picks it up. Low slash delivered there from Onondaga will lead to a penalty as Tonawanda goes back the other way. Gates Abrams. Excuse me, no delayed call. I could have swore that official's hand went up after the slash to the leg, but no delayed penalty coming up instead. Now here's possession for Tonawanda. Kent Baker Printup goes to Nathan Grennan, down low, looking for an opening. Sinez pinned up against, or Terry rather, gets the shot, but right as the shot clock expires, so it'll be a shot clock violation on the Braves, giving possession to Onondaga. Jason Tedeschi does a good job transitioning the ball up the floor for the Redhawks as Gabe Edwards goes to the captain, Cree Cathers. Ball onto the far side now. Hill puts it right into the chest of Joel Watson. Now Watson going to start the outlet. Sends a long bomb forward here for Dan Jimerson. Or excuse me, Brayley Abrams rocking the 11s today. Abrams now to Hill with a shot. He scores! 2 in a row for O-Dog, Owen Hill. And Tonawanda, for the first time today, holds a 1-goal lead. And there you can see ball goes to Owen Hill. Makes a great move to get past his defender. Beats Fragola low as Tonawanda now leads it 5-4 as the shots all tied up at 19 apiece. Here with 3:23 left to go. A goalie water break on the floor as JP Fragola heads back into his net after getting some fluids as everybody lines up ready to take the draw, as this the third of 4 meetings between these two teams this season. Onondaga took the first meeting back up at the Onondaga Nation Arena. 13-12 win for the Redhawks, one of their 3 wins on the season. Tonawanda got the return matchup here at Logan Field, 20-7. They won that in a big way. Chiodo with a quick shot goes wide of the net. That first game for the Braves, one of their top young goalies, Jackson Bob Pregel, featured in that one, along with Wayne Abrams, as well as Tonawanda has rotated through the netminders this year, but they got no shortage of good options as the low drive there from Terry is stopped for Fragola, coming all the way out of his crease to make sure he covers up on that one. And we got some extracurriculars going on behind the net, and now it looks like both guys will head to the penalty box. See if we got a look at what started it. Just looks like they were both in a little tight on the goalie, JP Fragola. Onondaga players coming out to protect his goalie. Understandable, as both guys will head to the penalty box here with 2:40 remaining in the first period of play. It is a 5-4 lead for the Tonawanda Braves in what has been a back and forth first period between these two teams. Ball on the far side here for Onondaga. Gabe Edwards into the middle. Cathers back to Edwards, or Jones, excuse me, on the far side. Jones looking for Edwards in the middle. Has him, goes down low instead, but the pass goes past his man into the stick of Joel Watson. Now onto the far side, Corey Becker. Showing off the wheels here. 2-on-1. Becker and Sinez. Becker with a low shot. Stopped by Fragola. Loose ball squirts all the way out to Owen Hill, who will calmly play it to Gates Abrams. Now Sinez with it on the near side. Onto the far side. Owen Hill. O-Dogs got the last two for Tonawanda. Hill. His pass is knocked down. Picked up by Tedeschi. Jason Tedeschi looking to go on a run. Tedeschi working on Gates. Gets a shot off. Looking to go low to high. But Joel Watson read it all the way. O-Dog on the far side of the floor. Flips it forward. Into the middle now. Terry with a bounce shot. He scores. You can start to feel the momentum shift here at Logan Field. Tonawanda now leads by 2. And you can see Keenan Nidham come off the bench, get it into the middle for Zach Terry, who bounces that one past JP Fragola. And another goal here for Terry, his second of the game, as the Braves now open up a 2-goal lead here. 6-4 the score with just over a minute to go in the first period of play. Jason Chiodo has the ball in his stick up top. Chiodo went to SUNY Cortland, transferred there from Genesee Community College. Now Zach Terry. Up top, low drive goes off of Fragola, lands on the back part of the net, picked up now by Baker Printup. Outside now, flip back for KBP, who's just about able to get to it. Kelvin Jonathan delivered the pass. Now Chiodo looking to get to the front of the net. Chiodo picked up by Homer. Now outside look for Jonathan is stopped. Loose ball in front as Silas Jonathan goes into the crease. Or no, they're going to say possession will stay with Tonawanda as the Braves catch a break and have the possession as they have a fresh 30 to work with. Gates Abrams has Sinez off the bench. Sinez goes back up top for Gates. Abrams trying to drive in, looking for an option. Sinez behind the net. In the middle for Grennan with the shot, but is turned away by Fragola. Zach Terry looking to get the last shot here. 9 seconds remain in the period. Sinez in front, tucks it home. What a nifty goal for Nate Sinez, who gives Tonawanda their largest lead of the game. Great feed inside. Sinez just tucks it right over the shoulder of JP Fragola for the 7th goal of the period for the Tonawanda Braves. Good feed in as Sinez one-handed, left-handed, tucked that over the shoulder of JP Fragola with 3.6 seconds remaining in the period. It is a 7-4 lead for the Tonawanda Braves. As face-off is won by Onondaga, it does not matter as we have reached the end of the first period of play. As we have reached the end of the first period of play, your shot total 27-20 in favor of the Braves as they have a sizable now lead in the shot department. Was pretty close all throughout, but you could feel the last few minutes Tonawanda started to take over and gain control. John Pearson, the chat, cheering on his team. It's been a good first period effort from your Redhawks, John, but now they find themselves down on the scoreboard 7-4 as we bring you all a look at the Can-Am standings entering today's game. The standings for the Can-Am as out in front, the now 8-4 Allegheny Arrows after their defeat last night against the Newtown Golden Eagles in what was a 9-7 overtime thriller that bumped them to 8-4. Tonawanda here trying to keep pace with the Arrows at the top of the Can-Am standings. They sit at a 7-4 record. Newtown Golden Eagles, after their biggest win of the season, improved to 6-5 as they're trying to chase down the Tonawanda Braves here in the Can-Am standings. Newtown looking to fight for that number 2 seed, as that could mean home field advantage in the semifinals of the playoffs. Grand River and Onondaga each remain with 3-7 overall records, as Newtown taking on the Grand River Warriors in a game this weekend. I believe that one is tonight, as that is tonight, going on right now, 7 o'clock game. I expect that is a good game as well between two hot teams in the Can-Am Lacrosse League. As we will give you an update, the receiving the Tonawanda Junior Braves game has been postponed. Their game tomorrow at Allegheny will not be happening, so just want to make sure everybody is aware of that here before we step aside, as the score at the end of one, 7-4 Tonawanda, here on Blue Squatch Productions. Trevor Butts on the floor with JP Fergola from the Onondaga Redhawks. And JP, I know I called you a young stud goalie here on the games before. You're a veteran here for this Onondaga team. Tell everybody what you're bringing to this Redhawks team this year.
Just a lot of go-getter. Just here to have fun, play with the boys. Just want to play with a clear mind, work hard for the team.
And now, tell us all what you were seeing in that first period of play. A lot of shots on net for Tonawanda. 7 got by. Just tell us what you were seeing.
I just take it shot by shot. They're shooting, I'm saving. That's it. Just playing lacrosse.
just playing lacrosse are the Onondaga Redhawks here. They trail the Braves 7-4 here at the first intermission. Thank you, JP. back on Blue Squatch Productions here as we get ready to start the second period of play between the Tonawanda Braves and the Onondaga Redhawks. It was a good start for Onondaga, but Tonawanda had a better finish in that first period as they lead it 7-4. As we are back underway, face-off one here by the Redhawks as they look to get a quick chance on net, and they do, but Joel Watson makes the saves. Checking the chat again, John Pearson there. Broken hands, as he says, wish he could be out there. Go Redhawks. Sorry to hear about that, John, as he is a very good player here with this Redhawks team, somebody I've loved watching. And speaking of players I love watching, Nathan Grennan strikes for Tonawanda as the Braves widen the gap. And here you can see the latest Tonawanda goal. Swim move on the far side from Gates Abrams. Gets a good pick from Chiodo as well. Grennan streaks through the middle, catches it, and buries it for the 8th Tonawanda Braves goal of the game. For Grennan, that is his second of the game. Goal scoring is in pairs right now for Tonawanda. 2 goals for Zach Terry, 2 goals for Nate Sinez, 2 goals for Nathan Grennan, and 2 for Owen Hill. As the ball taken away here by Onondaga momentarily, and now it is secured by Mason Homer, but he's going 1-on-2, and those aren't great odds. He'll flip it over to Trevor Hill, who will backpedal into the corner and wait for some reinforcements off the bench. Ball into the middle. Now into the near side. Hill looking for a shot. Hill goes high to low. Nearly beats Watson through the 5-hole, but Joel's able to get there and cover it up. Now back the other way. Rio Johnson with a shot. Denied by Watson. Loose ball in front. Batted out of play. Possession will be awarded to Tonawanda. As that one sneaks in. Making some adjustments here as Tonawanda picks up their 9th goal of the game. And just a quick shot in the middle that beats JP Fragola for the 9th Braves goal of the game. Zach Terry, he has been very noticeable in his return to Tonawanda. Terry picking up his 3rd goal of the game. And Tonawanda now up 9-4. Onondaga had leads at points throughout the first period, but once they started to fall behind in this one, it has just continued to grow as Tonawanda back on the attack, looking for more. Gates Abrams with a low rip, knocks the glove right off the hand of Fragola, but he makes the save. Now Abrams once again on the far side, shifts into the middle, goes low for Hill. Can't hang on to that one. Hill takes a heavy cross check that knocks him into the crease. As Chiodo goes to fight for the loose ball, he's unable to come away with it. Instead, it's picked up by Gabe Edwards and the Onondaga Redhawks. Homer with a low drive blocked in front. It goes off a leg and out of play. As that either caught a piece of Keenan Ninham or Anthony Patterson in front. Either way, that one is going to sting, but possession stays here with Onondaga. Shot on, turned away there by Watson. Corey Becker does a good job to secure the loose ball in the corner for the Braves. Becker sends it forward. Stun down onto the far side. Quick bounce pass into the middle. Scooped up by Terry. Nifty play there as Tonawanda keeps possession. Gates Abrams off the bench. Over to Pedersen on the far side. Shot is denied. Loose ball picked up. Patterson Goes back to the near side. Terry shifts into the middle. Terry with a shot. He scores! Sniper! Zach Terry makes it a 10-4 lead for the Braves. It's not hard to see why this guy has been getting some looks at the higher levels. Zach Terry buries that shot perfectly placed into the top right corner for his 4th goal of the game. And Tonawanda starting to really take over and control this game here. Shots now 32-24 in favor of the Braves. As Tonawanda able to win the draw. Their great face-off man, Anthony D'Amico, secures it for him. D'Amico, the product of Roberts Wesleyan University, the former Redhawk, now with the Tonawanda Braves. As Owen Hill goes to Gates Abrams on the far side. Abrams into the middle. Grennan shifts it back to O-Dog Owen Hill. Hill has some room after a great pick from Grennan. Gates with a shot, stopped by Fregola. Fregola going to start the breakout. On the far side is number 22, Mason Homer. Homer into the middle. Rio Johnson. Now Cree Cathers on his offside. Up top for Bryson Jones. Jones flips it to Cathers in the middle. Shenandoah looking for the low drive, but it is blocked in front. Pass forward. Picked up now by Belter. He has some trouble hanging on to it. He's going to stay out there and fight for the loose ball, though. Playing some hockey. Belter picks it up, absorbs the contact, spins away, and does a good job to make sure the Braves still have possession. Wasn't pretty, but it works out for Zach Belter and the Tonawanda Braves. Long outside shot from Chiodo is denied. Loose ball in front. Scott Johnson fighting for it. Johnson, a former member of the New York Riptide, unable to pick it up, but Chiodo does, as possession will stay here with Tonawanda. Nathan Grennan into the corner. Now back into the middle. Grennan's shot is stopped as J.P. Fregola makes the save. As in the crease, the call, as the Onondaga Redhawks will try to break out of their own zone. Corey Becker right away applying all kinds of pressure on Trevor Hill, and Becker forces the turnover. Or excuse me, that was on Shenandoah, as now Gates Abrams flips it into the middle. Can't find Becker streaking through the front of the net. Silas Jonathan calmly picks it up in the corner. Jonathan went to Onondaga Community College as Gates Abrams picks the ball up. Abrams flipped up top. Owen Hill, fake the low shot, comes around the pick into the middle. Gates, back to Hill. Quick shot right into the chest of Fregola. But another nice save made by the veteran J.P. Fregola. Gabe Edwards was going to go one-on-one, but decides better of it, and will wait for some reinforcements off the bench. Rio Johnson in the middle with the shot, goes wide of the net. Loose ball in front. Edwards, the lefty, picks it up. Will behind the back flip it over to Rio Johnson. Johnson with the outside look goes right into the chest of Joel Watson. Rio Johnson at one point last year was leading the Can-Am Lacrosse League in scoring. Don't know if he officially finished as the league leader in points, but he would have been right up there with the best of them, just like this man, Nathan Grennan, as that one goes all the way into the woods off of the pads of J.P. Fregola. Grennan goes behind the back, gets the return pass in the middle. Grennan, time and room off the post. Tonawanda starting to cook now. KBP looking for the shot, but Rio Johnson strips him and gives him an extra shove after the play. Tonawanda, faithful in attendance, didn't love that, but the veteran official Herbie John says nothing more needed here. Possession to Onondaga. Bryson Jones, he's got one goal in this game, puts it right in the 5-hole of Joel Watson, who says you're not getting another. Loose ball snagged here by Tonawanda. Silas Jonathan going to run to the corner and wait for some guys to come off the bench. This past year with OCC, Jonathan, 14 goals, 26 points with Onondaga Community College. Johnson in the middle looking for the chance, but J.P. Fregola makes the save. Scott Johnson ended his NLL career with the New York Riptide, spent most of it with the Toronto Rock. Has spent some time in the Arena League with the St. Catharines Shockwave, as well as now Fragola. Going to look for the long bomb here, as it will connect on the far side, but the pass to the near side looking for Trevor Hill is not a good one, as Tonawanda will bring it back the other way. O-Dog Owen Hill as the ball on the near side. Hill has Chiodo in the middle. Flipping it back to Hill is Chiodo, but Hill had no shot. Grennan, outside look there. Deflects wide of the net. Gates chasing after the loose ball. He's got it. Gates looking down low, but Rio Johnson picks him off. Johnson looking to go on a run here. Johnson getting up the floor. Closed down by Patterson. Johnson took a shot off the right hand there from Anthony Patterson, but he looks all right. Rio lets it fly, blocked in front. Cutter through the middle. Redhawks can't find him. Trevor Hill chasing after the loose ball now. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Hill has it knocked out of his stick by Chiodo. Now Hill will wind up and fire as Watson makes the save. Chiodo, a great defender now as Becker chases after it. It'll bounce past him right to Fergola. Talking about Jason Chiodo, a product of SUNY Cortland, transferred from GCC, as Onondaga's Rio Johnson has it. Homer fake the shot, passes it back to the far side. Edwards behind the neck for Rio Johnson. Rio looking for the dunk, but it goes right into the stick of Joel Watson. Watson outlets it forward, but it's picked off. Emerson Shenandoah takes it away. Shenandoah with a shot wide of the net. Loose ball in front. Belter going for it. He doesn't get to it, but he helps make sure a Brave does. He'll stay out there in transition. Here comes Tonawanda. Patterson winds up, fires, hits the post. Loose ball secured here by Tonawanda as Anthony D'Amico had it. Now Zach Terry with it in the middle. Terry goes to his right. Gates Abrams. Both teams running 4v4 now with an extra attacker at the other end of the floor. Owen Hill down low. Looking for a quick chance. There is Terry trying to stuff that one home, but JP Fragola says no. Outlet feed there connects for Dan Rogers. Rogers has got one goal in this game for Onondaga. Very nice man to talk to is Dan Rogers. Been very helpful with getting information for this Redhawks team, as I can't thank him enough for some of the good work he has done, as he's helped to really keep it all together for Onondaga this year, as Sturgis Sundown looks to try and corral that one. He does. Nate Sinez with it. Sinez on the crease for Grennan is stopped by Fragola. Nearly some masterful play there from the Braves, but JP Fragola says no. Tyson Johnson fighting through some stick checks, flips it over to the far side. Rio Johnson going to take over. Johnson has Cree Cathers to his right. Cathers goes in to set a pick for him. Johnson looking for an option, takes a slash off the hands. Johnson has a lane, gets to the net, but is stopped by Watson. Now Belter bringing it up the floor. Belter, good feed in the middle, connected with Grennan for a moment, but he drops it into the corner. And now Grennan getting in the mix there as he's pulled to the ground by Blake Terry, as Terry looks to have it out here with Nathan Grennan, and we might have a go over in the far corner. I see Zach Belter walking over to help out. Gates Abrams delivering a few shoves to Shenandoah and Cathers, as everybody stepping up for Tonawanda now, as Grennan, not one of the biggest guys, but plays with a lot of heart and a ton of skill, as we could see Belter over there as well. I know he had the unfortunate fight earlier in the season against Elijah Gash, but I still wouldn't want to mess with him. He is all of that 6'5" frame, as I would want to steer clear of him if possible. And there you can see a look at it. Terry just pinned him up against the boards as possession. it'll be 5-on-5 here. It looks like Braves should have the ball as possession will be with Gates Abrams and the Tonawanda Braves up top. 5-minute majors were on the board for a moment. They have now been taken off, so we'll see. As if those are 5-minute majors, that's a huge win for Onondaga, in my opinion, because that gets one of the best players for Tonawanda and Nathan Grennan off the floor for 5 minutes or potentially longer. As Gates Abrams says, it don't matter. I'm going to make it 11-4. Gates Abrams gets his first of the game as Tonawanda continues to flourish here today. Abrams just picked up the garbage in front and was able to finish it past JP Fragola. Get a better look at it here. Picked up the drop pass from Chiodo. Fragola went out to try and challenge and get the loose ball. That only worked to the advantage of Gates Abrams as he picked up the loosie and was able to tuck it past JP Fragola. As Joel Watson adjusting his equipment, as you get to see a look at that. The score here, 11-4, as it'll be a goalie water break. As yes, Greg, we do wish John a speedy recovery. I'm checking up on the chat now from that broken hand. Hope to see him back out there soon. As hopefully he's back out there for the playoffs, as he will be a big return addition for this Onondaga Redhawks team. Go Braves in the chat as well. As we got all 70 of you watching, thank you so much for making us a part of your Saturday evening, as we will give you a quick look here at the upcoming schedule for the Tonawanda Braves. As Tonawanda will stay here at Logan Field. They got 2 big games coming up next week as they take on the Newtown Golden Eagles on Friday, June 20th at 8 o'clock. And then Saturday, June 21st, they got a date with the Allegheny Arrows at 7. Then Tonawanda will head on the road July 5th and July 6th. They'll play back-to-back road games on other ends of the league, as they'll start on against Grand River and then take on Onondaga. Those games coming up, as those are the 5th and the 6th of July, as we are back underway here as Emerson Shenandoah has the ball for Onondaga, goes to the near side for Bryson Jones. Now back to the far side, Gabe Edwards. Great lefty forward. Edwards with a jump shot off the post. Off the post and out in the parking lot from the shot from Gabe Edwards, as we get you a quick look at it here. Had to dump off there as Joel Watson makes another save. As Joel continues to be a force for Tonawanda in goal. Back the other way. Go the Braves behind the back. Attempt goes wide. Gates Abrams able to secure the rebound for Tonawanda, as Scott Johnson will backpedal as the Braves go on in the attack. Zach Terry in the middle. Flips it over for Gates Abrams. Abrams wanted the shot. Lost control, but picks it back up. Had a pick from Johnson. Now Sinez with the outside look. Deflects in front, but Fragola able to make the save. This is one heck of an offensive unit for the Tonawanda Braves. It feels like any of these guys can take over the game at any point. And you got guys on the defensive end like Corey Becker, who's fighting hard for the loose ball in the corner, that can play up top and play forward as well. So lots of depth and versatility. That's been the name of the game here for Tonawanda this season. They've wanted to get fast as well, and it's noticeable how quick this Braves team is and how good they have been this year. Sturgis Sundown legging it up the floor, giving it to Gates Abrams. Sundown staying out there, cuts through the middle. Sundown with a shot, but bounces it just over the net and out of play. You could tell Stu Sundown wanted that one. Tossed it over to Gates and realized he was walking through as nobody picked him up, but got the feed, but just couldn't get it into the back of the net. Chiodo now. Outs for Gates Abrams with a BTB shot. Nothing doing there. Chiodo looking for the dunk. Now into the middle. Dropped there by Terry. Houdog's got to fight for it, delivers a slash on Rio Johnson, who will flip it forward. Johnson's pass too strong. Zach Terry swoops in to steal it. 3-on-3 now for Tonawanda. Hoyle with a shot off the post. As the Braves have been starting to ring the iron a bit more here in this second period. Joel Watson sticks his Woody out there and takes the possession here for Tonawanda. Gates Abrams bringing it up the floor. Goes to Chiodo on the far side. Chiodo plays catch with Abrams. Abrams' pass goes off the fence and now into the middle of the floor. Scooped up by Tedeschi. Tedeschi had it for a moment, lost control. Chiodo's got it. Jason Chiodo. Now Owen Hill. Abrams spinning off Tedeschi. Gets a pick from Johnson. Still Abrams, but good work by Jason Tedeschi to knock that ball free. Tedeschi has the tired legs here, but let's see if he takes the shot anyways. He does, but Joel Watson there to make the save. As you can really tell, Joel Watson has found his rhythm in this ball game for Tonawanda, as Zach Belter will flip it forward now. Owen Hill out there for Tonawanda. Sinez with it down low. Belter stays out for a shift on offense as the Braves tuck it home. Zach Terry gets another, and Tonawanda adds to their lead. And you can see Terry catches the pass, tucks it into the low corner for his 5th goal of the game. What a welcome back for Zach Terry and the Tonawanda Braves. Shots now 49-34 in favor of Tonawanda. As at one point it was, I think, around 20 apiece. I think we were at 19-19 at one point in the shot department, and Tonawanda has just taken over shooting the ball here in the second period. Braves are throwing them hot and heavy at the net, but Onondaga able to secure the possession here. Can the Redhawks find a spark to get back into this one? Here's Cree Cathers. They call him Chewy for his role in Crooked Arrows. Cathers driving to the net, using the toe drag. Double team picks him up. Ninham forces him against the boards. Cathers somehow able to get away from him. Gets it up for Edwards. Edwards sticking with it here, loses control. Ball into the corner. Cathers there to pick it up. Going for a reset shot, can't get it. And right as the ball falls into his stick, the shot clock buzzer sounds, and it'll be a turnover here against the Redhawks. Gates Abrams in control, looking for Baker Printup in the middle. Those two don't connect there. Long pass forward now. Instead of going to the Redhawks, it ends up in the stick of a Brave. Patterson takes it away. Anthony Patterson hits Owen Hill off the bench. Down low, quick stick shot is stopped. Hill and Patterson nearly combined for a pretty goal, but J.P. Fragola there to make the save. Hill quickly to the far side. Chiodo face dodge to the front of the net. Shot is absorbed there by Fragola. As the Redhawks start to bring up their way up the floor, Rogers can't get control of that pass. It'll skip by him and go to Mason Homer in the corner. Shenandoah hits Rio Johnson off the bench. Johnson winds up, fires, stopped by Watson. Rio Johnson, another former Lafayette Lancer on this Onondaga team, played his time in the Arena Lacrosse League this past season with the Oswegan Bears. As Johnson had 4 goals, 4 assists, 8 points in 4 games with the Bears this past season. Here's Kent Baker Printup. Looking for a pass into the middle, can't connect. Now behind the back effort there from Terry is stopped, as that might be one of the only things that Zach Terry hasn't been able to get into the back of the net here today. Terry has been excellent, 5 to his credit. Abrams with a shot off the shoulder of Fragola. Hill with time to pick it up, bounces it over to the far side. Nate Sinez throwing in some moves. Flips it for Baker Printup. KBP. Now to Terry. Terry looking for a shot. Had a pick from Hill. Now Hill off the pick. Tucks it home. But It is a crease violation, as I think Fragola kept that one out anyways, and a timeout called on the floor by Onondaga means we will step aside here for a moment as we say thank you to Grandma's Approved. Be sure to check them out down at 2133 Lake Road in Seneca Falls, New York. Thank you to Grandma's Approved for their support of Tonawanda Braves lacrosse. Here as we step aside with a minute 31 to go, it's a 12-4 lead for the Braves on Blue Squatch Productions. Back now on Blue Squatch Productions as we get ready for the last minute 31. Just checking the chat. Jedworks once said Scott Johnson once saved my grandma's cat from a house fire back in 2008. Great guy, as I was told. Scott Johnson, a local Akron police officer, as he's doing good work on the floor and some good work in the community as well, by the sounds of it, as this play already breaking down here for the Redhawks. Kelvin Jonathan transitioning up the floor, puts the shot just wide of the net, as not sure what Onondaga was going for on that play, but went wrong right from the start, as now a minute 10 remaining in the period. Zach Belter will have control of the ball. Belter goes to Gates Abrams, low drive picked up. KBP trying to tuck it high, but Fragola makes another nice save. Long pass forward there from Hill, connects with Edwards. Edwards having some trouble hanging on to it. Scooped up instead by Mike Smoke. Smoke gets it up for Belter. We saw him score one for Tonawanda in the Braves' last home game. That big 20-7 win over Onondaga, as Terry goes into the far corner for Kent Baker Printup. Now Terry, Gates, KBP, low to high look there is stopped by Fragola. Kent Baker Printup will calmly pick up his own rebound as Joel Watson will run to the bench. Tonawanda will get the extra attacker out with just over 10 seconds remaining in the period. Hill has it on the outside. Abrams down low. Terry scores! He can do no wrong today. A sock trick for Zach Terry as Tonawanda continues to control this second period of play. What a game here from Zach Terry. Great fake to the top right corner. Drops it down, I believe, right into the 5-hole of JP Fragola as Gates Abrams finds him right on the doorstep. Yes, he did tuck it right into the 5-hole. What an excellent finish from Zach Terry, as that is goal number 6 of the ball game for Terry. What a game he has had, and what a second period it was for the Tonawanda Braves. The shots now after 2, 59-35 in favor of Tonawanda. The Braves really took control in that second period as they lead it 13-4 here over the Onondaga Redhawks. We will step aside, but before we do, one more time, just want to say thank you to our great sponsor, Grandma's Approved. Thank you to them for helping to make these games possible and make these streams possible. Be sure, if you're 21 and over, to go check them out down at 2133 Lake Road. Be sure to check out all the great things that they have to offer here, as we will step aside now. 13-4 the lead for Tonawanda here on Blue Squatch Productions. Trevor Butts down on the floor with Stu Sundown from the Tonawanda Braves. And Stu, you're a big part of this defensive unit here for Tonawanda. You got a chance up the floor there earlier in the period. You know, tell everybody what you were thinking on that shot through the middle.
Honestly, I just saw the opportunity to make a cut. Everybody wasn't looking in my direction, so I saw Gates had it. Might as well take the opportunity. I did miss, but, you know, I think I'll get a couple more here.
It's not too often the D guys get up the floor, so you got to take those chances. I don't blame you one bit. What do you guys have to do to keep this Onondaga team right where you've held them for that second period and keep them right at 4 goals?
Just continue what we're doing on defense. You know, our guys are playing up on our man. We're talking, and we're just being strategic. We're sticking to our game plan, and the results are speaking for itself.
Now, a win today would put you guys level with Allegheny at 8-4 for first place in the Can-Am Lacrosse League. What would a win like this mean for you guys and your team to build off of, especially coming off a tough game against Grand River?
Yeah, I was going to bring that up. It's nice to come back from something like that. You know, we're working on fundamentals right now. We're working on what we'd like to do for the future. And as long as the game stays the way it is, it looks like it's going to stay our direction, you know.
Thank you so much, Stu Sundown, for your time. Best of luck the rest of the way.
Thank you, Trevor.
Trevor Butts down on the floor. Just under 4 minutes left in the intermission as the score, the Tonawanda Braves 13, the Onondaga Redhawks 4 here on Blue Squatch Productions. back now on Blue Squatch Productions as we get the third period underway as the Onondaga Redhawks are trailing the Tonawanda Braves by 9 here as we start the third period. 13-4 the score as Cree Cathers takes control of the ball, plays it onto the far side now for Onondaga. Hill looking to create some room and go 5-hole with the shot, but Joel Watson makes a nice save here for Tonawanda as they start the period. Zach Brink in the chat saying go Braves as the Tonawanda faithful showing up here at Logan Field, but they're in the chat as well, as I'm sure are many Redhawk fans out there as well tuning in to support their team. Gates Abrams trying to tuck it into the top left corner, but just missed there. Sinez, gritty player, fighting hard for the loose ball in the corner, but can't come away with that one. Tedeschi has it for Onondaga. Here comes Tedeschi, the Red Hawk, bringing it up the floor. Great effort from the D guy, Jason Tedeschi, looking to create that opportunity. Played D3 lacrosse at Morrisville last past season, did Tedeschi. 34 points for Jason Tedeschi with D3 Morrisville. Transfer from Onondaga Community College as Owen Hill looking to tuck that one 5-hole pass for Gola, but unable to here. Loose ball picked up behind the net by Blake Terry. Sends the long pass forward for Bryson Jones. Jones into the middle. Trevor Hill, 2-on-1. Cathers, Hill with a return pass, who drops that one. Watson does knock the net off a bit. So it could be tricky here for Onondaga if they get the ball back, but a push in the back will make sure possession is with Tonawanda, as here comes Anthony D'Amico legging it up the floor. Abrams flips it back, far side, Belter with a shot, stopped by Fergola. Possession will stay here with Tonawanda, as just like to take this time to give a shout out to some players coming back from Plattsburgh that were representing the Haudenosaunee National Field Development Team. Alex Williams, Kaz Jimerson, both Golden Eagles, as Jason Chiodo tucks that one home. Shout out as well to Snyder Pregel, a Tonawanda boy, getting some reps with the Haudenosaunee National Development Team, as Tonawanda makes this a 10-goal game. Jason Chiodo, off the great feed from Gates Abrams, tucks it home. And the Braves up by 10 here over the Redhawks. Silas Jonathan goes to Chiodo, who knocks it over to Anthony D'Amico in the corner. Got a chance to catch up with Anthony before the game. Great young man, very nice guy that is well-spoken and a talented lacrosse player from Hamburg, New York, as the Redhawks get it up the floor. Grennan grabs hold of Onondaga's Mason Homer, but no whistle here as the Braves avoided one. Cathers now to Rio Johnson. Ball into the near corner. Homer looking for a shot, puts it right into the chest of Joel Watson, who nearly rolled it back through his own 5-hole on accident, but fortunately for him, he doesn't do so. Long pass misses the stick of Baker Printup and is picked up off the boards by Cathers. Cathers outlets it forward for Jones. Spins past one. Jones takes the shot, blocked in front. Might have caught a piece of Grennan, either him or Shenandoah, as they were having it out in front of the net. Either way, shot was blocked. Possession still with Onondaga as the Redhawks fighting out of the corner. Jones had it, lost it. Now Becker trying to pick it up for Tonawanda. Braves would be wise to just let the clock bleed out, as there's no need for them to get the possession here, as the clock does hit 0, and it's a turnover anyways. Kent Baker Printup up the floor here for Tonawanda. Has Terry off the bench. Baker Printup fakes it. Terry keeps it himself, but is denied by Fragola. You could see what KBP was thinking there, through the fakes to Zach Terry, as it's understandable why you'd want to go to him. He's had the hot stick today, but decided to fake it instead as Fragola with a kick save there on Johnson. But Shot ends up stopped here. Possession still with Tonawanda. KBP looking to get to the front of the net. Goes behind. Hill in front. Stopped by Fregola. Second attempt somehow stays out. I don't know if that caught the iron or a piece of JP Fregola, but either way, it stayed out of the net. I don't know how, as Stu Sundown chases after Gabe Edwards in the corner. There's the weight room for Stu Sundown as he knocks Edwards off the ball with ease, as Zach Belter will bring it back up the floor. Speaking of weight room, Belter flips it to Hill. Skip pass for Gates Abrams. Down low for Hill, looking for that return feed. Terry knocks it down. Terry bringing it up the floor. Blake Terry, 3-on-2. Onto the far side. Shenandoah low to high. He gets hit hard there by Grennan. Shot goes wide, so no reset here. 17 seconds remain on the possession clock for Onondaga. Bryson Jones with it on the far side. Into the middle. Trevor Hill. Hill getting to the front of the net, takes the shot, but it bounces up out of play. Hill, another player at Onondaga Community College, the former Lafayette Lancer, had 11 points with the Redhawks at the 2023 Founders Cup, as he's now up here with the senior team for Onondaga, as Sinez goes to Gates Abrams, back onto the far side. Owen Hill off the bench. Hill has some room, winds up, fires, scores! Just as easy as you like it for O-Dog, Owen Hill, as he gets his hat trick goal, and Tonawanda now up by 11. And Owen Hill puts it hip high to the near post on Fregola. Not much that JP could do there. Owen Hill had time and room to step in and blow it past Fregola for the 15th goal of the game. Zach Terry gets an assist as Tonawanda now up by 11 over the Onondaga Redhawks. Mason Homer looking for room to go and finds it over on the near side of the floor. Homer bounces it into the middle for Bryson Jones. Jones has Trevor Hill off the bench. Hill looking for a pass down low. It's intercepted. Brayley Abrams takes that one away. Now D'Amico going up the floor. Bounce pass for Scott Johnson. And he can't come up with. Instead, it's picked up by Blake Terry. Gabe Edwards, the lefty. Another product of Onondaga Community College is Edwards. And another Lafayette Lancer, as Lafayette, one of the top high school programs for boys lacrosse. And it's not hard to see why with all the talent that's just on the floor here today, as Edwards among them, as Gates Abrams takes it into the far corner, being cross-checked here by Blake Terry and pressed up against the boards. Abrams, shuffle pass over to Hill. Somehow able to get it to O-Dog. Hill looking for Grennan on the crease, but the pass taken away by Rio Johnson. Hill looked up to the heavens after that one, as he knew that was a missed opportunity. Poke check from Hill. Rio Johnson says, I want none of that, and backs up. Faking some passes here, trying to get cute, but you got to be careful when Keenan Ninham's around. He's liable to take that ball right out of your stick. But Onondaga still has possession. Johnson on his offside, winds and fires, but Joel Watson makes the saves. Now Watson going to set a nice pick, as Owen Hill will outlet it forward onto the far side. Corey Becker looking for an option. Finds it. Kent Baker Printup has the ISO look. Baker Printup drives to the net and scores! Why would you go ISO on Kent Baker Printup? It just doesn't work out for you, as KBP gets his first of the game, and it's a dozen. The lead now for Tonawanda. And I could hear the calls of ISO from the Tonawanda bench. Kent Baker Printup says, thank you very much. I will go to work and beat Fregola to the 5-hole, as Kent Baker Printup gets his first of the game, the 16th on the day for the Tonawanda Braves. as Kent Baker Printup got a chance to talk with his lovely mother Karen the other day, a very nice lady, and she's a big Blue Squatch fan, always showing her support in the chat, as I'm sure she's out there watching along with her great family, as Grennan nearly picks up goal number 17, but the shot goes wide. Loose ball was picked up by Onondaga, but the pass will stay here with the Redhawks as Rio Johnson picks it up. Johnson behind the back, feed to the far side. Bounce shot goes wide. Now Johnson picks up the rebound. Flips it up top for Homer. Homer makes a move. Feeds it to Edwards off the pick. Denied by Watson. Another big save made there by Joel Watson, as it looks like a penalty is coming up against Onondaga, as after the play, some late slashes delivered by Rio Johnson on the other end of the floor, as he's mixing it up with Mike Smoke, as now play will stop, as Mike Smoke covers his mouth when talking with Rio Johnson, drawing the laughs from the crowd, and now Herbie ruins the fun here for the Tonawanda faithful. Says, nope, come on, Mike, I heard that. To the box. And Mike Smoke will have no choice but to oblige, as he will head to the sin bin along with Rio Johnson. Everyone got a nice laugh out of that, and I can see the smile on the face of Smoke all the way across the field, as our officials will go over everything and make sure everything's all squared away. We got one of the best officials down there, Herbie John, as we got a great crew here for the Can-Am today, as we will step aside here for a moment as the penalties are all calculated. It's 16-4 in favor of Tonawanda here on Blue Squatch Productions. Back underway here from Logan Field. The penalties are assessed. 4 minutes up on the board for Rio Johnson, as he's assessed 2. One for unsportsmanlike conduct, the other for interference. And then Mike Smoke gets 1 2-minute penalty for unsportsmanlike conduct, as he said something that our officiating crew was less than pleased to hear. So he will have to sit for 2 or less, as we'll be 4-on-4 for some time. It doesn't matter for Tonawanda. Anthony D'Amico beats Fragola there. And it's a baker's dozen now. The lead for the Braves. They're up by 13. And take another look at this pretty goal here for Tonawanda. D'Amico open in the middle of the floor. Beats Fragola to the far post. And that was the 71st shot of the game for Tonawanda, compared to only 43 for Onondaga. Since the first period, Tonawanda has really just dominated that category and that aspect of the game, as the Redhawks had a great start in this game, but Tonawanda upped the levels, elevated their game, and it's not hard to see that here. The score now 17-4. Gates Abrams with a great look there, but Fragola makes another nice save. No rest for the weary here, as Edwards picks that ball off. Chance for Edwards on a break. Gabe Edwards with a low shot, but wide of the net. Loose ball picked up by Onondaga. Shenandoah off the bench with a low shot. Wide of the net. He's knocked to the turf by Keenan Ninham. Nathan Grennan with the ball on the far side. Chiodo cuts through the middle. He goes to Terry instead. Now Sinez. Chiodo behind the net. Fakes to his left. Goes now. Skip pass for Grennan. Outside look. Denied there by Fregola. Loose ball out in front. Picked up by Grennan. Fresh 30. Quick pass down low is stopped there as Fregola makes another nice save, but throws the ball right into the stick of Chiodo. Now Chiodo has Nate Sinez. As Tonawanda goes man up here. Shot on is stopped as Fregola once again with a good save, this time on Terry. Blake Terry now. Plays it for Bryson Jones. Jones, product of Lafayette High School. Jones goes for Trevor Hill. Blake Terry. Into the middle. Quick shot, they score! Some great passing leading to a goal for Onondaga as Bryson Jones buries it. His second of the game, and the Redhawks stop the bleeding. And there you can see Homer get the ball into the middle. Jones makes a great cut, gets past his man, and Onondaga, short-handed, gets their 5th goal of the game. That's a big one for the Redhawks to at least build off of as they head into their schedule for the rest of the season. As ball now on the far side, big hit there as Tyson Johnson just stood up Anthony D'Amico. But possession goes to Tonawanda while they are on the man advantage. Nathan Grennan plays catch with Gates Abrams. Now KBP with Sinez in the middle for Abrams. Outside, Grennan rings it off the post, and it looks like we have a new goalie in between the pipes here for Onondaga, as I believe that's Brendan Gibson, who is coming in relief of JP Fregola. As Sinez skip pass now for Gates Abrams. Owen Hill has Nathan Grennan in his usual spot. Kent Baker print up. Gates Abrams gets 2 great screens, looking for a behind-the-back pass for KBP down low. KBP returns the favor, but Abrams is stopped. And it is Brendan Gibson in between the pipes for Onondaga. Good to see him get a chance here for the last 6 minutes and change as Owen Hill has the ball in his stick. Hill finds Nate Sinez. Now Kent Baker print up, looking for the short side. Shot doesn't go. Second attempt finds the back of the net. Nathan Grennan buries it, and it's another goal for Tonawanda here in this contest. It's their 18th of the game. Grennan gets his hat trick. As you can see, the initial shot from Baker Printup go wide. The rebound fall right to Nathan Grennan as he blows that one past Gibson for his hat trick goal. A very impressive performance from the product out of Mercyhurst, the former Laker. Nathan Grennan played his Division II lacrosse with Mercyhurst as the Lakers, now a Division I school, but at the time D2 down in the PSAC. Some great lacrosse players coming out of that conference as Abrams knocked down. Pass gets over to his target, but unable to be put into the back of the net as he'll miss the chance. Not too often you see Gates Abrams knocked to the ground as the ball goes off the helmet of Blake Terry. Terry plays his lacrosse at Florida Southern, transfer from Onondaga Community College, a good young player in his own right, bringing the ball up the floor now. Terry able to get it up into safe territory as he's going to go on a run with it. Terry takes it to the net, passes it off now. Cathers looking for an option. Edwards up top, toe drag, flips it now. Cree Cathers. Rio Johnson Look down low. Edwards with a quick shot. Stopped by Watson. Loose ball picked up in the corner. Momentarily by Tonawanda. Now Onondaga as that shot is stopped. Homer with a great effort. But Joel Watson makes the save as he has done just about all game long. Sends an outlet pass forward for Silas Jonathan, who's got his work cut out for him now. Gets it to Sinez. Sinez just has to bat it forward for Grennan, or else it would have been an 8-second call. Grennan flips it down low. Baker print up. Stopped by Gibson. Great save there from Brendan Gibson. His pass, a wobbly one off the stick of Shenandoah, but he's able to pick it back up and control it. Throws it into the corner now. Rio Johnson has it. Johnson's pass misses the stick of Bryson Jones, and it will be an over and back call against the Redhawks. Gates Abrams winds up, fires, scores! Could see Zach Belter calling for it, but Gates Abrams not going to pass up that opportunity. Blows it past Gibson for the 19th goal of the game for Tonawanda, and a picture-perfect shot for Gates Abrams. He gets his second of the game. Gates Abrams, a former scoring champion in the Can-Am Lacrosse League back in 2022, and also a goal-scoring champion in this league as well. Led the league in 2023 with 37 goals, as Gates has talked before about his love for playmaking and finding his opponents, or finding his teammates, and getting them some great looks on net. But he's a guy that can really do it with scoring as well. He can get the goals as just among the best of them, Ken Gates Abrams, as Homer chases after the ball now for Onondaga. Picks it up behind the net. Homer coming around to the near side. Waits for some reinforcements and finds him in Trevor Hill. Hill, ready to shoot. Fakes, gets to the net, spins back. Being watched closely there by Jonathan. Now the shot deflects up out of play. Good job by the Braves getting their sticks in the shooting lanes of Trevor Hill as the ball deflects, and possession will stay with the Redhawks. Rio Johnson surveying the scene, looking for an option. Watched closely by Keenan Ninham. Gets a pick. Thought about going to Edwards off the pick. Decides against it. Might not have been the right decision. Second pass is picked off. Played forward. Grennan off the bench. On a break. Scores! No. Crease the call. As that the 20th goal of the game taken away. We're getting some folks up in the press box saying they should challenge that one. We'll give you a quick look at it here as Onondaga gets ready to go on the attack. You be the judge. Oh, I don't know. That looked good to me. Unless that plant foot touched the crease, he definitely didn't land before the ball made it into the back of the net. Not too often that we have a situation there as this one, no doubt about it. Anthony D'Amico puts the 20th goal of the game on the board for Tonawanda, and the Braves continue to dominate this contest. This time, Anthony D'Amico picks it up, drives down, and bounces it right between the 5-hole of Gibson. The 82nd shot of the game for Tonawanda. Great time for Jason Pragle to show me that shot number, as that is a great number to have indeed. As 82, the right number. As 20-5, the score now in favor of the Tonawanda Braves, on pace to win in even more dominant fashion than they did last week when these two teams met. 20-7, the final score of that game. Braves giving up 2 less goals than they did in that one as well. And they were tested early on from this Redhawks team. They came out, punched Tonawanda in the mouth right away, but the Braves responded and never let the Redhawks really get back in control, as they have put on a clinic here since, as the outside look is stopped by the right shoulder of Gibson. His pass is taken away now by Grennan. Sinez for Gates with a behind-the-back shot that misses. Terry scoops it up. off the board. Terry with a nice move to dip between the defenders. Terry going to take it down, bouncing it nearly through the legs of Watson, but Joel does a good job to keep it out of the back of the net. A long pass there from Grennan, knocked down by Gates Abrams, but unable to be controlled by him as Emerson Shenandoah picks it up. Rio Johnson moves it to Cree Cathers. The captain, Cathers, just misses the top corner. Abrams now with it. Sends a long ball forward, looking for Sinez off the bench, but Tedeschi takes it away. Good work by Tedeschi for Onondaga as he gets blown up there. Penalty coming up against Tonawanda as it'll be a too many men call that will lead to a penalty shot, as we will give you a look at the violation. As you can see it there, too many men the call, and it will be a penalty shot here with under 2 minutes to go and a chance for Onondaga to get their 6th goal of the game, as Trevor Hill will take the penalty shot. Hill, no goals in this game, but he scored 6 in the 2023 Founders Cup run with the Redhawks. Here comes Hill on the penalty shot. Trevor Hill working on Watson. Hill takes the shot, denied by Watson. Phenomenal right arm save from Joel Watson, as he'll give Hill the fist bump there, saying good job, but not quite enough to beat me here. And you'll get another look at it right there. Good fakes from Trevor Hill, as his idea was right, but Joel Watson denies him there. That's what happens when you got an NLL caliber goalie in between the pipes. You got Joel Watson making some highlight saves like that, as Gates Abrams gets the ball off the draw, as we had a big man face off there at a battle of the 77s won here by Gates Abrams, as Gates ready to shoot this one, blocked in front. Either that one got blocked or went backwards. Gates having a chuckle about it, so he might have just lost control there, as Jonathan scores. How about Kelvin Jonathan finding the back of the net? The young gun for Tonawanda gets the 21st goal of the game for the Braves, as Jonathan steps in, beats Gibson short side, as Kelvin Jonathan had a great game with the juniors team the other day, stepping up here to play with the seniors, as he gets a Senior B goal there. Kelvin Jonathan, good for him, getting on the score sheet. 21-5, the lead now for the Tonawanda Braves, as they are about to pick up their 8th win of the season and draw level with the Allegheny Arrows for first place in the Can-Am Lacrosse League. While Onondaga will fall to 3-8, they will take sole possession of 5th place, depending on the result in the Grand River Newtown game. If the Warriors lost as well, then both teams would be tied for 4th, as this one put into the back of the net by Trevor Hill. He gets Watson back there for stopping his penalty shot, as Hill puts the 6th goal of the game in for Onondaga, as Watson was a little slow to get up, but he says we're good, we're good. He'll play out the last 10 seconds, as I think Tonawanda will be all right for these last few seconds, but we hope Joel Watson is okay going forward, as that would be a huge loss for the Braves if he is not able to play for points during this season. But for right now, Joel Watson helped lead the Tonawanda Braves to a massive 21-6 win over the Onondaga Redhawks. A dominant win for the Braves. They pick up their 8th win of the season. They go now to 8-4 and are tied with Allegheny for First place in the Can-Am Lacrosse League standings, Onondaga falls to 3-8, as there you see Joel Watson and the Braves. We will give you a quick look one more time at the upcoming schedule for Tonawanda, as the Braves, you can see on your screen there, will play Friday, June 20th and Saturday, June 21st here at Logan Field. Both of those games should be good ones, especially with how well that the Golden Eagles and Arrows have been playing this season. They will head on the road in July on the 5th and the 6th, as they will head up to Six Nations to take on the Grand River Warriors before taking on the Onondaga Redhawks at a 5 p.m. game on July 6th. As for Onondaga, their upcoming schedule looks a bit more like this, as there you can see it on your screen now. Lots of road games on tap for the Redhawks. They have to finish off the month of June on the road. They have a pair of games coming up on June 21st and 22nd against the Grand River Warriors up at the Brantford Civic Center, and then they will stay on the road against the third place Newtown Golden Eagles on the 28th of June and the 5th of July. As we will now step aside here for a few moments, look to try and maybe secure some post-game interviews here for you, so don't go anywhere yet. On Blue Squatch Productions, one more reminder of the final score: the Tonawanda Braves 21, the Onondaga Redhawks 6. Trevor Butts on the floor with Zach Terry from the Tonawanda Braves. And Zach, you were making your return to Tonawanda here in this game, and what a return you made. Returned with a bang, 6 goals in this game. Tell everybody, how you were feeling out there today.
I was just feeling confident. It was good to get back with a group of guys who, help me as a player, and they just keep pushing me. And when I do something wrong that they don't like, they say it, and that's that's where the confidence comes from. Is I can trust them to tell me what to do, and that's where the success comes from.
This group really seems to help bring out the best in you. It feels like every game when you're here with Tonawanda, you're a major impact player. What is it about playing not only here at Logan Field, but playing with this group of guys that helps you succeed so much?
I think it's just the camaraderie they all have, and so they all give me crap because I'm from the Carolinas, so I'm the outlander, I guess you could say. But it's just fun that they accept me, and it's a great time to be with them.
It's always a great time here at Logan Field, and you guys had a great time in this one, 21-6. What really went into that performance, putting up 21 goals on a good Redhawks team?
It was really just taking advantage of the little things such as the transition and getting back on defense. They weren't really able to get anything on transition other than the beginning of the first. So I think that's where we really took advantage of them, was working hard off ball and taking advantage of the transition.
21-6, the final score here from Logan Field. Zach, thank you so very much for your time, and welcome back to Tonawanda.
Thank you.
Best of luck.
Thanks.
Trevor Butts saying so long from Logan Field. One more time, the final score, the Tonawanda Braves 21, the Onondaga Redhawks 6, as we say so long and good night from Logan Field. Thank you so very much for watching.